So today I'm going to be talking about NMC OSCE, NMC midwifery OSCE basically, or NMC OSCE in general, and the pass rate. Why am I discussing about this? We have lots of people, coming into the country, getting, whenever you come into the country, especially from whether from African country, from African Caribbean country, you have to sit for the NMC OSCE. And this video is just to tell you about the NMC OSCE and the pass rate as stated on NMC website themselves. So what happened is that they upload the pass rate of NMC of the OSCE 4 times in a year. That's every quarter they upload the pass rate, and they have uploaded for March and June for this year. So that's the information I'm going to be putting out here, and how can you help yourself to increase your pass rate in the NMC. So if this looks like what you are interested in, kindly stick around, watch this video till the end, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, especially if this information looks like what you're interested in is beneficial to you. Please subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to be putting lots of information, or I have lots of information regarding midwifery in my channel as well. And also, if you have colleagues, you're a midwife, you obviously have colleagues, please share my videos to your colleagues, the ones that are already here in the UK, or the ones that looking at migrating to any other country at any point in time, because the informations I'm putting on my channel are midwifery specific most of the time, and other people can also benefit from my channel as well, especially nurses as well, because this information I'm sharing today is not only peculiar to midwifery, it's for all NMC OSCE test takers. Thank you. So I have written them down, the pass rate, everything I'm going to be saying, I have written them down. So you will see me writing or saying them how. So don't worry, just stick around and watch this video till the end. Thank you. Let's tell you, my returning subscriber, that's hey, thank you. Yeah, thank you again. I'm telling you, thank you again. So back to business. So today I'm talking about the NMC OSCE pass rate, and how you can increase your own performance, how you can increase your own scores, that not really score per se. It is NMC OSCE, just like pass or fail. They don't give a score like unlike back in our country, you score 50, you score 60, you do this. You just pass or fail. And if they are giving a review, if you pass any of the station or you fail any of the station, if you fail any of the station, they're going to give you a review of why you failed the station. And when you go back to write the station you failed, they will give you the exact questions that you were given before. That's one interesting thing about OSCE. But the NMC OSCE itself, let me just give you an overview of the pass rate. So from right until June, it's only 3 universities in the UK that actually conduct the NMC OSCE exam. But from July, August, September, from that upward, I think it was September, they added 2 other universities to their test takers, to the country, to the university that can conduct the NMC OSCE exam for candidates. So this review, or this pass rate, is only for the previous 3 universities that have been conducting the NMC OSCE. But before I start about the the pass rate, I'm just going to give a quick overview of the NMC OSCE. So as an internationally trained nurses and midwife that wish to practice in the UK, you will apply to NMC, NMC UK to join their register. they will assess your documents and will check if you'll be needing, any additional tests or any additional what's it called, any additional assessment to be able to meet their standard. So for people from African countries, from most of us from African country, Nigeria, Ghana, Caribbean, and all of that, will be required to write the NMC OSCE and the CBT. That's the assessment to be able to get registered with them. But some other countries that they already assess their document and they see that they are okay with them, they do not need to take the OSCE. I know people from Poland do not need to take the OSCE, and I think people from Italy as well, they do not need to take the OSCE anywhere. So wherever the country that you are coming from, just apply to NMC. They will let you know if you need to take any additional assessment to be able to get registered with them. So that is it. So the assessments are in two categories. We have the CBT test, which can be conducted in any countries all over the world, and there is this other one, which is the OSCE test, which is only done in the UK. Currently they have 5 universities that can offer the test to candidates, so you can either book on with any of those universities to have your OSCE done. So I'm going to be giving an overview of the pass mark previously, because it is being updated updated on NMC website quarterly. For this year, I've only seen like 2 on the website, so I'm sure to upload for September shortly as well. That's the 3rd quarter of the year, which is September. They will upload it after all, and when they are uploading that, they will include the newly added university to this as well. So for the previous 3 universities, which is the Oxford, Northampton, and Ulster, I'm going to be giving the pass rate, and be informed that this pass rate is for NMC OSCE. It is not only for midwifery or for nurses, it is for the overall OSCE basically. So for Oxford, in January 2022, 674 people actually sit for the OSCE. And I must say this as well, the number of sittings includes both people that pass first and people that have to do receipt as well. So some people have to receipt their exam and all of that, but as soon as they pass it, it is regarded as pass. It is not regarded as fail. So it's just the number of sitting that is being counted, and they said they do it like that for like confidentiality of those people that have to write their OSCE test twice. And you should be informed that the maximum attempts you can have to have your OSCE test taken is 3 attempts. So it is after the 3 attempts it is considered failed. You get? So NMC OSCE, NMC give you 3 attempts to sit for your OSCE. So for instance, if you sit for the first time and you've passed like 5 stations, you fail 5 stations, you'll be given opportunity to rewrite that 5 station again, to receipt that 5 station. If under that 5 stations you fail 1 station, you'll be given another attempt, which is your 3rd attempt, to receipt that 1 station. So if in that 1 station you pass, then it is regarded as pass. But another thing is, if you fail in the first attempts, you fail only 1 station, you receipt it again, you fail that 1 station again, they will be giving you another attempt, which is your 3rd attempt, to attend that 3rd station, that particular station again for the 3rd time. If you fail again, then that is when it is regarded as free. Do you get? If you sit for the OSCE exam and you fail more than 7 stations, you'll be required to pay your full amount of money again to receive the OSCE for the 2nd time. If after the 2nd time you fail any of the station again, you will be given another attempt to write for the 3rd time. If at that 3rd time you fail any of the station again, then it is regarded as failed. If at that first time you didn't fail anything, then it is regarded as pass. So that is how they actually, come out with this number of pass and number of fail kind of. So I hope you understand that. So for the test centers now, we have the Oxford, Northampton and Ulster. So this particular one is for the first quarter of the year, which is January, February and March. So for the first quarter of the year, Oxford has a total of 1,492 people that sit for the exam in Oxford for January, February and March. A total of 1,492 people sit for the OSCE test, and 71% of these people pass. Yeah, only 71% of these people pass. And don't forget that this has already includes the number of sittings that they have already. So only 71% of people pass. To just break it down, in January, 674 people sit for OSCE, then 72% of them pass in Oxford. In February, 497 people sit for the OSCE and sittings, and 73% pass. In March, 321 sittings of OSCE and 69% pass. So in total of 1,492 sittings they have for OSCE in Oxford from January to March, and 71% of them pass. That's for the first quarter in Oxford. Then in Northampton, we have 1,723 sittings of OSCE between January to March 2022, and 79% of them pass. Then for Ulster, we have 1,423 people sit for OSCEs and 80% of them pass. So it means that Oxford recorded 71% pass for the first quarter of this year. Northampton recorded 79% pass for the first quarter of this year, and Ulster recorded 80% pass for the first quarter of this year. So now, for the whole of the center, in the first quarter of this year, the pass rate of NMC, the total pass rate is 77%. And they have a total of 4,639 people sit for OSCE. Don't forget that this includes both nurses and midwives and nursing associates and all of that. Yeah. So that is that for that first quarter of this year. In all the three centers, they only recorded 77% pass. Leave it to the discretion of the viewers. 77% pass. Do you think that is fair? That is okay? Do you think it's a good pass rate for the OSCE test takers? What do you feel of the remaining 23% of people? That is the first quarter of this year from all of the universities. We have recorded only 77% pass for the whole of the three universities. You can comment your opinion on this on the comment section. Now, for the second quarter of this year, still the same three universities, Oxford, Northampton and Ulster. So for the Oxford OSCE sitting now, Oxford recorded about 627 sittings, and they have 627 sittings for the whole April, May and June, and they have only 65% pass. Then for the Northamptons, they recorded a total of 746 sittings of OSCE, and they have 77% pass. Ulsters have 653 sittings, and they have 76% pass. and we have a total of 73% pass for the second quarter of the year. For the first quarter of the year, total of 77% pass, and the second quarter of the year, we have a total of 73 pass. And don't forget that there is a new test of competence that was introduced in August. That's, like introduced in August. It's been introduced for a while, but everyone, by August 2022, the legacy test was rolled out. So it means that from August 2022, anyone sitting for OSCE will have to sit for the new test of competence. I wrote my OSCE in June, so I wrote the old test, which is the legacy test, and look at it. I wrote in Oxford, and I wrote my OSCE in June. So it means that in that April, May, June, only 65% of people pass their OSCE in Oxford. It means that 35% of people that actually sit their OSCE in Oxford, that this is not a good feeling. This is not something anybody wants to experience at all. Then also the people that registered they have their OSCE test taken in Northampton. 23% of them is Ulster. It means in Ulster, 24% of people. Then for the second quarter of this year, we have a total of 73% pass. It means that 27% of people that sit for OSCE. So in this video, I'll just let you all know, especially for those people that just come in as well, that thinking of coming. This is not to scare you. Basically, 73% is still a very high pass rate, and you will definitely be among the 73 people passing. And I hope by this next quarter, in the last quarter of this year now, they will record a very high pass rate, because I'm still going to be putting that in my channel as well. Then I'm going to be checking the NMC website as soon as they update a new as soon as they put the third quarter pass rate. I'm still going to put it here, and that will be more about the new test of competence. Then we get to see how people are passing that as well. Then if you are looking at sitting for your OSCE very soon, I will implore you to always watch my videos, especially video that talk about skills in the UK, that talk about the assessment stations. Please take note of all of those things to increase your pass performance, your performance in the NMC OSCE. And also I make a video on planning as well, SBAR and SBAR. That is what is being used. Watch the video as well. Then I make another video about management of postpartum hemorrhage. It is the same thing, same medications, it's the same thing almost all over the world. Say all of those things, take notes of them. Then another thing I'm going to talk about is that even in the in their website as well, they talk about the factors, the factors that actually increase or decrease the pass rate of people as well. So I will like to mention some of those things as well. So for the factors that actually influence the pass rate is that the most challenging one is the fact that you are coming from a different country to another country. There are lots of pressure, there are lots of things on our head. Some people left their families, their children, their husband at home. They are not really psychologically settled to really fully prepare to the exam for the exam. And another thing is that the way the exam is, the way the practice is, it's totally different from our country. It is the same care that we are rendering, but the way it is being rendered, the equipment they use, the policies, it's kind of different from where we're coming from. So all of those things, then you get to you're trying to figure things out, you're trying to settle down, you're trying to like, write your exams and all of that. So all of these things also affect the pass rate of the exam. So in that regards, what you can do to to make yourself more stable is that, especially if you have come with trust, if you are being sponsored by trust, there are some trusts that when you come in, they give you the effective trainings that you need to prepare for your OSCE. But in some trusts, it is not helping. They send you to the ward the second day you come. I think most trusts needs to really, all of the trusts doing this needs to really look into that. They should try as much as possible give you the support that you need to prepare for your OSCE, because it's not really it's kind of stressful for us that you left some people have not left your family for like 1 month before. They are always with your family. Now you came into another country, you have to keep calling home, you have to keep in touch with your husband, keep in touch with your children and all of that, with your families. And then you some trusts only provide just 1 month accommodations. After 1 month, you are with the stress of looking for house again, that you have to prepare for your OSCE and all of that. All of this also affects the your preparations for your OSCE and how people pass the OSCE as well. Then also the weather as well. Some people, the cold is too much, and especially people coming through this winter period, it's actually not something that you get acclimatized with within just a couple of days. You really need some time to get yourself accustomed to everything's going on here. Then another thing is emotional stress as well. I just said that, like, you left all your families at home, there are a lot of pressure on you, you need to settle some things and all of that. Then another thing is test preparation and quality support as well. I just said that from your trust, some people, especially people doing sponsorship, you don't really know how it's been done, you don't know informations. And as well, this OSCE have non-disclosure policies, so people would not really tell you everything about it. That it is not ideal for us to talk about the main things about the OSCE and all of that to other people. So all of this, the only people that can actually discuss this are the people that really training people for the OSCE, like the trust. So for instance, if you're working in if a trust employ you, that trust in contact with the NMC, with the testing center, and they tell them things that you tell you to make you pass. But all of this as well, you have to go for this exam. This exam is a whole 3 hours of assessment. You are in that room, you are answering questions. You have to use, you have 3 hours to do this exam. Writing, but it includes writing, talking to patients, discussing your skills and everything. So it is kind of demanding, but it is something they have to do as well. And I must say that they are lenient as well to give us like 3 attempts. So in your own aspect, the only thing you can do is to make sure that you prepare yourself. And if for any reason you fail any of the stations, they are going to give you a kind of review, feedback on why you failed the station. So when you're going again to write the OSCE again, make sure that you take note of all of those things that they said and you put it into consideration, and make sure not to fail the OSCE test again, so as not to exhaust all of your attempts. Then if for any reason nobody is perfect, we make mistake and all of that, you failed the second time as well, try as much as possible to take note of why you failed the second time, not to really exhaust your attempts. And the third time you go in, please try as much as possible to to really do all you think you should do to make you pass. And also utilize your the right that you have to ask questions. make sure you utilize it before the start of every station. I have said lots of things about how to pass your OSCE, those things you need to take notes of that. So if you have not watched that videos and you're preparing for your OSCE test, whether you are preparing for midwifery OSCE or nursing OSCE, please watch that videos and take note of all of those things that you need to do. Utilize your right to ask questions before each stations. Ask your examiners questions. Clarify things from your examiner before the start of that station. For instance, if you are given a questions and you don't know whether you need to write, there's this controversy about wearing PPE to do abdominal examination, for example. Wearing PPE, wearing gloves and apron to do abdominal examination. You can clarify that from your examiner before the start of that station. So ask examiner, please, can you confirm if you can ask that, please, is it, is wearing PPE mandatory in this station? Is it a criteria for these stations, for passing this station and all of that? Clarify everything that you need to clarify, and make sure you look at the time, because some people fail stations because they were not able to maximize the time they have. For instance, in the assessment station for the midwifery OSCE, it is 20 minutes. Some people talk too much at the first part, like asking the patient questions, all of that. It is important, and documentation is important as well. Then some people utilize those times and they won't be able to document the care that they render. There's no way you pass that station if you do not document. You can always document and go back to the patient to talk to anything that you remember. So take notes of all of those things. Then another thing is that even if you are under a trust, if a trust is training you for your OSCE, please try as much as possible to practice at home. When you get back home in your room, practice and time yourself. There's no point deceiving yourself here. It is yourself. So time yourself. It's not compulsory anyone is there to time you. Time yourself. If the station is 20 minutes, use 15 minutes. Time yourself and be like, okay, I have 15 minutes to do this. I have 15 minutes to do this. And also, communicate with people that have done the OSCE before. Ask them questions. If they need to tell you anything, they will tell you. And don't forget that if you ask them any questions and they didn't answer you, you don't need to take any offense to that, because there is non-disclosure policy for OSCE. Everyone knows that. But then nobody is going there to do the OSCE for you. Nobody knows. I have written my OSCE since June. I don't know what the question is all about anymore. So it's not that I'm telling you the exact questions they are going to tell you. I'm just telling you the overview things that is on the net that you need to know. Another thing I want to tell you is that please go to your test taker's website. Read the informations there. For instance, if you're taking your test in Oxford, go to Oxford website, Oxford University Hospital website that they sent to you. Access all the documents they have there. Check the OSCE. Ask questions about it if you don't know. They have their marking guides there, marking criteria. The marking criteria are things you need to do, things they are looking for basically. Look at it and make sure when you're practicing, you can print them out. You have someone checking that for you if you've stated them. Even if you do it yourself, when you're looking at it, you will know what you have said, which you haven't said. So try as much as possible to do lots of practice. And if for any reason you feel any of the station you're going back, read the reviews that they give you. Read them very well. And make sure you when you go back, you try to do all of those things as well. Then another thing I want to talk about is about the testing centers, about the results that is being published. All of this I said is from NMC website. I'm going to put the link on this video as well. You can have a look for yourself as well. Before I continue, have you subscribed to my channel? If you're watching this video, you watch till this end, please click the subscribe button. and don't forget to turn on the notification button to get notified whenever I post a new video. Thank you. So for the test centers, the pass mark and all of that, we can see that of all the pass mark, I think Oxford has the lowest pass mark, pass rate. Oxford has the lowest pass rate, and that's followed by, well, I can say, okay, let me see, Oxford and Oxford followed by Northampton basically, and Ulster has the highest pass rate, I would say, because in the first quarter of the year, Ulster has 80% pass, and then Oxford has Ulster has 80% pass, Northampton has 79% pass, and Oxford has 71% pass. For the second quarter of the year, Ulster has 76% pass, Northampton has 77% pass, and Oxford has 65% pass. Yeah, so Oxford, Northampton and Ulster, the pass rate is like almost the same thing, but for Oxford, they have the recorded low pass rate basically. Should we say that they are so strict or something? Well, I did my OSCE there anyway. I did my OSCE there and I passed my OSCE at first sitting. So I won't really say, so regardless of wherever you're having your test, of course, if you have the right to choose where you're going to have your OSCE, yeah, you might be worth it to do in where they have a kind of high pass rate. And of course, it's not as if somebody don't fail there as well. They have, so you just have to prepare and make sure you use their the document posted on the website, read about it and ask questions, especially if you are with a trust. They have lots of people that have written the OSCE, where after written the OSCE they give a kind of feedback for learning purposes and all of that. Make sure you take that into consideration. And when you go for the exam, if you need to take a break, yes, you have the right to break during the exam, because you are writing this exam, you're doing this test for a whole of 3 hours. You have the right to request for a break if you want to. If you think you're getting exhausted, you need a break, please take a break. You have the right to ask your examiners questions before the start of each station. Questions and clarifications, basically. Clarification, please ask. There's camera there that is, cameraing everything. There's CCTV camera seeing everything that is been going on, and you will not be judged unfairly. And make sure while you are doing that, don't forget to do it politely and professionally, because they also favor misconduct as well. So I hope you learn 1 or 2 things from this video. If you are looking forward to taking your OSCE anytime from now, my advice for you have already been stated in this video. Please make sure you watch this video and take it into consideration. And as soon that there is another publication on the pass rate for the 3rd quarter of the year and the last quarter of the year, I'm going to come back here to say it as well. And if it has increased, we're going to see that as well together. Then if you have taken your OSCE, you pass your OSCE, congratulations to you. The number of sitting that you've done, the number of sitting doesn't really matter. What matters is that you pass your OSCE. It's not about the number of time you've written your OSCE. It's about, did you pass your OSCE? That's all. Nobody is going to ask you the number of time you sit for your OSCE. You just have to pass your OSCE. That's the basic thing. And of course, you may try out to pass it once, but if you don't pass it once, that's not the end of the world. You've been given another, you can always try again, which is your 2nd attempt and the 3rd attempt. Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to share my video to other people that might benefit from this video as well. Thank you for always watching my video. See you in my next video. Bye.